Bro, that's
So
a team we both been praising.
yo,
Yeah.
the Cavs were looking good until like, ooh, they had a beautiful January, but then as soon as February started hitting, they got injuries. But then while Darius Garland
Yeah.
and what's his name,
Despite the injuries, they look good.
now yeah, they were still right, but here's the thing, right? The injuries of Darius
Yeah.
Garland and Evan Mobley kind of exposed that hey, if we have Donovan Mitchell in the starting lineup along with Jarrett Allen at center, surrounded by three shooters, this shit works, and it was working. And as soon as
Yeah.
Darius Garland and Evan Mobley came back, the shit looked clunky again. Now the Cavs got to ask
Yeah.
themselves like, is Darius Garland a good co-star to put alongside Donovan Mitchell? You know what I'm saying? Like that might not work out. And this week we're starting to see Donovan
He's
Mitchell.
D'Angelo Russell, bro.
Yeah, yeah, in a way, but he's still young and developing. But in a way, but I want to go to this, right? They asked Dan Gilbert about, re-signing Donovan Mitchell. He seems positive about it. Then they asked Donovan Mitchell the same question, and he seems like, oh, he's pushing it off for later. Now, do you think that Donovan Mitchell's really gonna stay in Cleveland with Darius Garland being his second co-star, man? Like that shit don't even sound appealing.
No, but I think due to culture, and I think Dan Gilbert is willing to. I think Dan Gilbert gets a lot of shit for being a shitty owner, especially during the way. I don't really view him as a shitty owner. I view him as a loudmouth, if that makes sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
he knows how to cater to his star guys. And I think he's learned to kind of take a step back from ownership role, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah, but
So I
but
wouldn't
but
be
but
surprised if
but
he pivot.
but to me, here's
Mhm.
what Dan Gilbert did to Donovan Mitchell, right? He put him in a weird position.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, I'm gonna trade for you, and I'm gonna force you to make the tough decision of leaving money on the table when it comes to the extension. And I feel like, okay, Mitchell, things were
yeah.
going really good in January, and then guys got hurt, and things got even better in February without those guys. Now those guys come back, and they're 11 and 15 in their last 26 games, right? And within that stretch,
Yeah.
they're bottom 10 in offense and defense, and the playoffs are about to start. How the fuck does that look
Yeah,
appealing
their
to sign
offense,
an
bro. Their
extension?
offense is no. It doesn't look appealing. But my thing is this, right? Okay, they have been able to build a good culture past few years, and they're still relatively young, so they'll be able to pivot early. But at the same time, I think they'll be able to make moves that cater to Donovan Mitchell. But let me ask you,
No,
right?
wait, hold
On
on,
top of
wait, hold
this,
on, wait. Let me go to that part. What you just said, they really can't because they traded away a
yeah.
bunch of assets in order to get Mitchell. That's the problem. It's almost like they're double trapped. They really
You're
don't
saying they
have.
can't pivot?
Nah, they really can't. They don't have. They don't have. I think this past off season or the next off season is their only first round pick. Other than that, they're stuck. Like they're asked out until like 2 years from now. They're limited on the first round picks that they could trade. They Donovan
Yeah.
Mitchell re-signing him is their only real deal. So it's like Mitchell right now seeing that the fit doesn't really work. Darius Garland, and what is he, a fifth overall pick? Sometimes some of these picks, these guys, their peak is like 20 points per game. Remember how last time we was talking about the guys that hit 20 points per game but who can't carry a franchise? That's what Darius
That's Darius
Garland looks
Garland.
like. Darius Garland looks like one of those. Like the fucking Jordan Poole, like the fucking Kyle
Yeah.
Kuzma type. Like he can get 20 points per game, but he's not getting you wins. Like, is
No,
this?
it doesn't
Wait, hold
translate to
on.
wins.
My
But let me
overall
ask you
question
this:
is this appealing in fucking Cleveland?
Is Cleveland appealing?
No, is all this happening in Cleveland appealing if you're Donovan Mitchell?
Ye- all of this is happening in Cleveland. If you're, bro,
Yeah,
hold on,
wait,
you're cutting off, man. Can you
but
repeat that again?
I said basically with all these like moving parts that's happening, is all this
Yeah.
appealing in Cleveland? Like you're Donovan Mitchell.
No,
It's
it's
about to
it's
hit your
showing
last
cracks.
year. Are you even
It's showing
considering an
cracks.
extension?
They're showing cracks. But let me ask you this. All right, yeah, we could admit it's showing cracks. Their offense is very stagnated with two big guys inside. Darius Garland isn't healthy enough, nor does he really show up as a second option. We can all agree on that. But
Mm-hmm.
let me also ask you this. Do you think Donovan Mitchell is a guy who can, as a first option, elevate his franchise? Forget regular season. We've seen what he's doing regular season. Come playoff time. Like, does he scare you? Because I think what the Knicks showed is that he didn't scare New York.
That's an excellent question, because I'm not gonna lie, with his first round exits in the past 3 seasons, the answer to that is he's not really scaring these teams. He's really not. He's
Like
had
you're
some
a Knicks
bad
fan.
playoff losses.
You're a Knicks fan. You saw them boys. They were having a fun time out there. They didn't look like they were struggling. All right, one game or misstep, 4 games straight. Bam, 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 bam. All right, you go home. Like
Hmm.
that's what it was, bro. So my thing is this, right? And even when they were out in the West, first seed, awesome, right? Donovan Donovan was first seed, great. Rudy Gobert, defensive player again. Joe Ingles, Bogdanovich, great role players. Royce O'Neal, good rotation forward. All right, but they didn't scare anybody. Like you saw the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard was
Without
able to
Kawhi
tear them
Leonard,
down.
yep, eliminate
Yeah,
them. Like I
yeah,
said, Donovan
eliminate
Mitchell has
them.
had some bad first round losses, but back to your point where you said, can he, lift your? Is he that guy to lift your team in the playoffs? Like
And I don't see it.
I
Like
don't
I
see it
think,
either.
mhm.
I don't see it,
Like it,
but once
mhm.
again, the way he's marketed, you see him high flying, step back threes, dunking. He's
Yep.
marketed as a star.
But you think him and his agency, you think I like this is what I think, right? Is I think he signs with Cleveland because he knows because it's easier for him to like there's not going to be much pressure on him to really play it. Like he's not going to get the bright lights of LA or New York. Because let's be honest, he goes New York, bro. One playoff bad experience, bro. New York shitting on him. We saw that with Julius Randle the past few seasons. That's heavy lights to live under, bro.
Yeah, but it's like at the same time, man, it's fucking Cleveland, man. Like people don't understand. Like LeBron James for years was trying to get people to go to Cleveland in his first go around. Then when he left Miami, he tried to get some of those guys to come
Yeah.
with him to Cleveland. Guys do not want to go over there. It's not
No,
appealing.
they don't want to go over there. They
It's
don't
not
want to go over
appealing.
there, bro. Yeah, I hear.
I
I'm
can hear
saying
you now.
it saves Donovan Mitchell from scrutiny if he stays in Cleveland.
I don't think he's scared of that though. I don't think he's scared of that. I don't think he's scared of that because honestly, he should already be getting criticized harshly already. Because why is Jalen Brunson?
Bro, I
Why
mean,
is Jalen Brunson
mhm.
with no Luka in that playoff series 2 years ago against the Utah Jazz? And the Dallas Mavericks. Why is Jalen Brunson busting your ass going up 2-1 in that series? That didn't make any sense.
I mean, forget Jalen Brunson. Terrence Mann dominated Donovan Mitchell, bro.
Yeah, it's
And Terrence
real.
Mann is a rotational player. So for me, it's like, all right, man. I we can criticize Cleveland, but I feel like this is peak, like Donovan Mitchell. Like Cleveland is the most ideal franchise to build around him in Utah because they're both built similar.
Yeah, but
They're
but
both
but, but
built
hold on.
similar, minus like the double big size.
Yeah, but you keep saying
Like,
build around him. They don't have the assets to get other people with draft picks.
yeah,
They really don't. They they,
yeah,
they sacrificed all that shit already.
yeah. But
So
dude,
so how are they
like,
gonna build around him?
it's tough. It's hard. But my thing is, like, all right, how would you build around him? Because let's say he goes to New York tomorrow, right? If it's him and Brunson, but like, who? How will they defend? Because the New York has the reputation of defense.
Yeah, but me
Who is
but me
Donovan
I'm
Mitchell really
thinking
gonna
I'm
stop?
thinking New York is not a good place for him. It's not a good
What about
place for
Brooklyn?
him.
'Cause I think Brooklyn would be another good place for him if he wants to go over there.
Man, who knows? I don't think that's the place for him either. I think the place for him is probably gonna be next to Wemby.
But
When
it's just,
if I was him, I'll be looking at Wemby. Wait, you broke up.
I'm saying the thing with Donovan, at least for me, right? The thing with Donovan Mitchell, it's his game is very ball dominant, and for a guy I don't view as a first option, it's a problematic.
Is a problematic for San Antonio?
No, it's a problematic for him because now, a guy whose game is first option but can't be a first option come playoff time. It's a problem. It's like Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, so you're saying that he's not gonna move off ball. He's gonna be more like Westbrook. He's gonna be more like Melo.
Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's how I see him. He's 27, 28. I think this is the Donovan Mitchell we're getting.
Wow. Wow.
I could be wrong, bro, but it seems like all right, two teams
Hey,
in,
hey,
you know,
I think you're closer on the side of being right on this.
like bro, he's two teams in. You look at the Utah roster, we can critique it, right? And Utah had flaws. They didn't have wings. But the thing is, they have guys who were perfect around Donovan, guys who can make extra passes, shoot threes, be a
Mm-hmm.
rim protector. Royce O'Neal corner three. Joe Ingles was a good passer, and he showed up big many times for them. Another ball handler. Jordan Clarkson off the bench. Like it's similar to how Cleveland's built right now. Karis LeVert off the bench, ball handler. Um,
You're
Darius
right.
Garland.
That Jazz team did have a lot of pieces around Mike Conley. Yeah, it was actually pretty solid.
I feel like it's stagnated because they're building them same rosters over and over, hoping it works. You can't tell me Cleveland and Utah are all that different. Besides like the double big.
Utah is different. Uh, nah, I would say Cleveland's 3-point shooters are not as good, and Darius Garland, he's really like he should be like in the Jordan Clarkson role. He's really that.
Yeah, he should.
Like 17
But
points
they have
per
Karis
game.
LeVert for that.
Yeah, like on a winning championship team, right? Let's say he was on a winning championship team. He would be the Jordan Clarkson. He would not be a co-star. He wouldn't.
I think Colin Sexton probably would have fit nice next to Donovan Mitchell. To be honest with you,
I don't think so, because again, that's another player that doesn't quite understand their role. He plays the whole like volume shooter role. That's not what.
But he's a good defensive guy.
Maybe
that can hide Donovan Mitchell's.
so you think the Cavs gave away the wrong guard?
Possibly, but it's not something I lose sleep over. Like it's not something if you're a Cavs fan you lose sleep over. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I said,
Dude, it's just
wait, hold on. At the end of the day, like I said, in their last 26 games, ever since Garland and Mobley came back, 11 and 15, they're bottom 10 in defense and offense. So I don't know, man. That shit ain't looking good. That shit ain't looking good, boy.
it isn't looking good, and I think come playoff time it's gonna look bad because like they're viewing the front court or the back court as food, and that's always gonna be a problem with Donovan. And he's a great player. His trajectory is Hall of Fame, but at the end, bro, it comes with a lot of question marks, man.
Yeah, a 6'1" guard. Him and Darius
Yeah.
Garland. Oh yeah, that's already trouble. And I think that's what the Knicks are trying to avoid. I don't think they
But I
want
think
Mitchell
that's
like that.
that's Trey Young's situation right there. To be honest with you, it's just Donovan Mitchell's a way better player.
Mm-hmm.